Hey everybody, Jim Hahn with Real Life Rosary. Thanks for checking out the rosary making course that we have here on realliferosary.com. You know, every Saturday morning or almost every Saturday, I try to make a video on Facebook Live. I try to spend time with many of our followers on Facebook and help them understand how to make our cord-knot rosaries. So I do a little tutorial and talk about the rosary there. I've had a lot of people ask me to make a video or a series of videos on how to do things in detail. So that's what we're doing here with this video course. And what I've done is I've created a number of different videos that I break up the process to make it easier to understand, because I don't want you to have to sit through an hour of video and try to find what part you really need to help with. So each video focuses on a different aspect of creating these rosaries. And the rosaries we're making are these twine cord-knot rosaries. So this is a nylon twine. These rosaries are virtually indestructible. I've washed mine in the washing machine plenty of times, left them in my pocket. It's really hard to damage them. The only damage I've ever seen done to them is if people hang them on a rearview mirror and the sun can bleach them out. But that's about it. They're great rosaries. They're quiet. They're soft. A lot of people like to use them. Gives them comfort when they go in for like an MRI where you can't have any metal. They'll take these rosaries with them. So that's what I'm going to teach you how to make during this series of videos. And hopefully I do a good job at that. A couple things before we jump into making the rosaries. Some tools that you might want to have or things that you might want to get to help make the rosaries. The first thing, of course, is some twine. So this is a number 36 nylon twine. That's what you're going to want to look for. So if you're out shopping on the internet or out at a craft store, you want to look at number 36 nylon twine. It usually comes in a spool like this. This is a 1 pound spool, and 1 pound spools make about 20, 25, maybe even 30 rosaries, depending on the color and depending on how much spacing you use for your rosaries. So you're going to want to get that number 36 nylon twine. Now, we have twine for sale on realliferosary.com. Just look in the rosary making section. You can buy lengths of twine that are long enough to make a rosary and long enough to make a chaplet or a number of different things. And you can get them in a variety of colors, these colors that you see here behind me. If you'd like to get a spool, we always recommend twinebydesign.com. No affiliation other than we just use them a lot. We think they're great. They have great colors, great product. They ship fairly quickly, and so we like to promote them. They do a great job, twinebydesign.com. But if you want a variety of colors, we sell lengths of twine just to make for the rosaries. So you're going to want to have some number 36 nylon twine. You may also want to have a rosary making tool. We have those on the website as well. This makes things a little bit easier, a little bit faster, and for me, it makes it easier to space the knots. When I slide the knot off of my tool, it's easier for me to space that out and to work with it than it is to wrap it around my finger. And that's another way to make them, but I prefer to use the tool. We get ours from Our Lady's Rosary Makers, so you can buy them there, or you can get them from us. They're on our website as well. We buy them by the hundreds from them, but I really recommend these. These are great. Another thing you're going to want to get is some tape. We use some transparent or invisible tape, and we use that to tape the ends of the twine. So rather than just cutting the twine and burning it, which makes a very soft, there's nothing really to work with. This twine is so soft and flexible. So we'll put tape on there to give it some structure that we can use to push through the tool, to push through the knots. And that helps us do that when we have that solid piece there to work with. So the tape comes in handy to do that. It's really difficult to work with without a solid structure to push through each knot. And of course, you're going to want some scissors to cut your twine, cut it to length, cut the extra pieces off. And then when you're done cutting extra pieces off, you're going to want a lighter or matches, a candle, something that will be able to burn or melt the twine into itself and seal it up so it doesn't come unraveled or frayed. So we're going to dive into making these rosaries. Each video is different. We'll have a video on how to make the knots. That's probably going to be the most intense video because that's the key aspect of making these rosaries, is making those knots. And I can't encourage it enough, and I do it in the video as well. Practice, practice, practice. I would recommend that when you get your twine, whether you get it from us or wherever you get it, is to cut off about a 2-foot piece and just practice the knots. Just keep practicing and practicing until you get the knot down, until you get the spacing down, before you dive into a rosary or a chaplet or keychain or whatever it is you're wanting to make. It's going to make it much more enjoyable once you've practiced for a while. You're not going to get as frustrated trying to, at the same time, make something and learn at the same time. So it's kind of difficult to do. So I would suggest just getting a couple foot, even a foot long piece of twine, and just start practicing the knots, practicing the knots. That's probably the best piece of advice that I can give you at this point. So in our next video, we're going to dive into the knots, how those are made, how to do that, some tips and some tricks on doing that, and then we'll move on with other videos on making rosaries, chaplets, joining twine together, making keychains, how to attach crucifixes, all the things that we do, we want to share with you. So we're going to do those in all of our videos during this rosary making course. Thanks again for checking us out. Look at the product page, our rosary course page, for discounts and other things, downloads and things like that for you to use for your rosary making. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next video. God bless you.